Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel Recon Customs. I'm Rich and today we're going to be installing a stereo system. We're basically just going to do a 4-speaker upgrade. Right now this bike just has a factory boom audio, so we're going to be replacing the factory speakers that came with that. We'll use the factory head unit, we'll add an amplifier, and we'll add 2 speakers to our lower fairings that are already on here. We'll have to replace the fairing pods with speaker pods to house those. We'll get into that later. Also, we're not going to be using any type of plug-and-play kit. Those plug-and-play kits aren't quite plug-and-play, and we can achieve the same effect by utilizing these parts that we have right here for a quarter of the price. This is what we're going to be installing today, and we're about to get into how we're going to do that. Alright, so now we got to take all of that stuff and jam it in here. So we're going to take the outer fairing off, we're going to take our seat off so we can get to our gas tank and take that off and allow us to have our workspace where we can start installing all of this stuff. Alright, so the first thing we need to do to get this outer fairing off is actually on the inner fairing. We've got 4 bolts, 2 on each side to take off. So there's going to be one right here, and then there's going to be one right down here. And so we need to take those off on both sides. And we'll take the ones off on this side, we'll move to the other side and take those off, and then we'll go around front and finish off. One thing to make sure you keep in mind is long ones in the top, short ones in the bottom. So now that we got the 4 bolts off in the back, there's only 3 other bolts holding the outer fairing on that we need to take out right here in the windshield. But before we do that, what you want to make sure that you do is probably put down something over your fender, because you don't want this falling forward, and you may need something to kind of lean it on as you get the last bolt out, or we need to undo the light right here. We get that off. We'll remove our windshield. All right, so now that we got that undone, we're gonna kind of lift up and out. And as you can see, there's a clip right back here that we need to undo. So that clip just pops right out. There's the fairing. All right, so now that we got the seat off, it gives us access to take the gas tank off. So how we're going to do that is first we need to follow a few of these wires down and unclip these. This one will need to be unclipped right here. We'll pull this out of this grommet, and then this is just the overflow, so we'll just pull that up. We'll undo these 2 bolts. There's one right here and one right here we'll need to take out, and then there's a few other bolts that we'll have to take out to finish taking the gas tank off of, which we'll get to now. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is just unclip this fuel valve right here. And how you do that is this chrome piece will slide up and you'll pull this bottom piece out. But keep in mind, this is going to leak a little bit of fuel. So we'll push that up and we'll pull that out right there and dry that off a little bit. All right, and then we have 2 more bolts to take out, and we'll show you where those are at and undo those, and then we can just lift the gas tank off from there. All right, so there's 2 other bolts that we need to take off, and one of them is located right here. It has this cover on it, and the other one is on the exact opposite side of the bike, identical to this position. So we'll take this little rubber cover off that'll expose the screw right here, and we'll undo that screw. And we'll go to the other side and just do the same thing. So we undid the bolt on the other side. All of our wires are disconnected right here. So our gas tank is now ready just to lift straight up off of the bike. All right, so now that the bike's completely disassembled, we only have 2 more things left to do. We're gonna take off the cover to the wiring harness, and we're gonna disconnect the battery. And we'll do that in part 2 of this video where we start the install of the stereo. So be sure to subscribe to the channel because you don't wanna miss that.